guys still, for freshmen, a while back, freshmen couldn't have cars on campus. Is that still the...
That is not still the case. Freshmen
Okay.
can have cars on campus. We don't encourage all of you guys to bring your cars because parking can get kind of expensive. Especially if you want to park your car right by the dorms. Our dorms are really great because they're right on the ocean, but that also means that we don't have a ton of parking available. So we do have lots that are a little bit off campus. They're actually behind that building right there. And but those are a little bit out of the way. And on top of that, parking can get a little expensive. And on top of that, we have really good public transportation here. If you guys want to turn around really briefly, you can see our bus loop right there.
Oh, bus.
Now this bus loop is free for all UCSB students. You get a little sticker at the beginning of every quarter. I have it on mine. Little red sticker. It's full. This allows you to ride that bus almost anywhere you want to go in the surrounding area. That isn't just the bus system for UCSB, it's the bus system for the entire Santa Barbara and Goleta area. So that means you can take that bus all the way down to State Street. You can take it up to the Botanical Gardens and the foothills. You can take it over to Calle Real, which is the main shopping center in Goleta. There's a Home Depot, there's a Costco.
Like the Costco Club.
Starbucks, all the necessary things that you need. So that is a really great public transportation system. Did you guys, yeah?
Oh, are the bike paths skateboard friendly also?
We actually have a separate path for skateboarders. Yeah, we're actually one of the few campuses to do that because skateboarding and longboarding is so popular. So we have a separate bike path and then a separate longboard and skateboard path. While skateboarding is popular, biking is definitely the favored form of transportation here. On any given day, we have over 14,000 bikes on campus, and we have over 7 miles of bike path.
You say 14,000?
Yeah.
You guys are a little behind Davis. Davis has 40.
I think Davis is the bike capital of the world, so
It's crazy.
one of the other tour guides is from Davis, and like, she's like, yeah, this is nothing. I was like,
That building right now, is that a lecture hall or is that a performance center?
it's actually both. Yeah,
mean,
so,
And how many does it seat?
you guys want to take any guesses?
300.
How many that building
This
seats?
one right up here with the glass window.
Kind of looks like the love child of a cupcake and an orange.
What?
More than that. Less than that. More.
300?
A little bit less. 900 is really close. It's actually 862.
Oh.
Can't believe you guys didn't guess that.
62?
862.
How did you find that out?
Well, I mean, the architect who designed it. I think.
What's the largest class you guys have on campus in terms of, like UCLA, they have a 500-seat freshman calculus class. So do you know offhand what the largest class is here?
You know what? I couldn't tell you what the largest class is. 500 is on the higher side. The reason that building, it is our largest lecture hall, but it's also our main, we have 2 main performing arts centers on campus, and this is one of them. So it's also home to our arts and lectures program, which is an incredibly popular program. So you're never going to have a class in that building that has 800 people in it. That has never happened. 400, 500, yeah, for freshman introductory classes, that's a little bit out of the norm, but it's not uncommon.
Then what is the norm?
It depends. Once you get up to upper division classes, your class sizes shrink down to an average of 35 students. When you're doing lower division, it really varies so much. I've had a class that has 300 people in it for environmental science, and then I've had a Spanish class that had 15 people in it. So it really depends on your major, it depends on what college you're in, and it depends on what you're focusing on.
So to be on the safe side, about 150. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, like once you get up to upper division, you get a lot more specialized, and that's why your class sizes break down. Any more questions about class size?
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll talk a little bit about the arts and lectures program that's in that building. We've had some really amazing speakers come here, and the tickets are always offered at a discounted price for students. I saw Shakespeare's Globe Theatre from London perform Hamlet there earlier this year, and it was amazing. And the tickets were like $20 for students and like $60 for everyone else. You could totally tell like where the student section was. Everyone was just in like sweatshirts, and then everyone else like near the front was just dressed insanely nicely. So that's always fun. But in the past, we've had speakers like Bill Clinton, Dalai Lama, Queen Latifah, Common, John Cusack.
The Dalai Lama.
Yeah, he was great. The physicist Neil deGrasse Tyson is coming later this year. Earlier this year, we actually had Elvis Costello.
Wow.
So we have some really cool people come through, and sometimes the talks are actually completely free for students. I saw the creator of Tom's Shoes. You guys know Tom's Shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him give a talk about creating a business that is economically successful but also gives back to your community. He got this like whole presentation about it, how he came up with his business model, and it was really interesting, and that was completely free. So if you guys do come here, definitely take advantage of all the stuff that the university brings to campus for you guys.
Okay.
So any questions about arts and lectures before we keep going?
Somebody's graduate art project?
Yes, all of the art you see on campus is the result of graduate students. It's their art projects. A lot of it is actually donated to the university sort of later on in life as well. So you'll see some pretty interesting statues. We'll try and point them out as we walk past them.
Do you have an art exhibit?
We actually have an art museum on campus that has different exhibits come through. I believe right now it's architecture throughout California's history, I believe. But that's actually right by the University Center if you want to check it out. It's also the center for the arts program here.
Anything that's necessary for like the literature studies for the arts?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Like we have an English major in College of Letters and Science.
Yeah.
When we get to CCS, I think you might actually be really interested in that. One of the majors there is literature, and so I'll explain a little bit more about CCS once we get to that college. But it's a pretty unique program, and the focus is totally on literature, which is a little bit different from the English major offered in this college.
Is that a waterfall?
So this area behind me right here is called the Sciences Quad, because if you are a science major, this is where a majority of your classes are. It's actually one of my favorite places on campus. If you guys have time after the tour, if you sort of walk down this way, all the buildings at the end of this quad face the ocean. So you get some really beautiful views when you have classes. At the very end of this science quad is the College of Engineering. The College of Engineering is our second largest college on our campus. It's right in the middle. The College of Letters and Science has 19,000 students, both graduate and undergraduate. The College of Engineering has about 2,000. So it's much smaller. There are 5 majors there: mechanical, chemical, electrical, computer, and computer science. So it's a little bit different from the College of Letters and Science. College of Letters and Science, you can apply undeclared and then change your major later on. College of Engineering, it's a lot more difficult to change your major because it's a really rigorous set of classes, and they're pretty much set in stone. If you go into the College of Engineering, and you tell them what you want to major in, they can tell you what classes you'll be taking, like fall quarter of your junior year. Like they really have it planned out. So it's a little bit more difficult to change your mind, but that's not to discourage any of you guys from applying. We have an amazing undergraduate engineering program. We actually have one of the most competitive ones in the nation. We were recently ranked 17th in the world for research in science and technology. So that's something we're really proud of. While the College of Engineering is really competitive, that's not to say they don't have a lot of fun. They're a really big fan of competitions over there, especially ones with cash prizes. So if you're in the computer science major, they actually have a hacking competition every single year where they work with the FBI, the CIA, Microsoft Word, things like that, and they develop this program that's supposedly unbreakable. And then you can actually go watch it if you want. My friend who's a computer science major says it's actually not that exciting because it's just a bunch of people lined up at computers just typing really quickly. But the winner actually gets a pretty large cash prize if they can hack into the program successfully. So that's just one example of the really cool stuff that we do. You also have access to a lot of cool internships if you're into the College of Engineering. My friend who is a computer science major is also a tour guide, and he interned for Disney's Imagineering over the summer as someone who specializes in computer science. That was his job. So he loves Disney and was over the moon about it. But that's just one example of the really cool things that you can do with